Hi guys, welcome to St. James Home Staging, where we talk about all things home staging. I am Mona, your luxury interior stylist, and if you are new here, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Today's topic is going to be about the 3 types of rugs that you should incorporate, or at the very least consider to incorporate, so that you can ensure that your space is definitely more luxurious. So let's get into it. So the very first rug that I'm going to mention on this list is going to be your almost everyday rug. The only difference with this particular rug is that it's going to have traces of gold or silver elements. You definitely want those elements to pop, but you don't want them to be extremely overbearing or overtaking. So this could be a white rug with gold flakes in it, or gold streaks in it, or maybe a cream rug with silver streaks in it, or flakes in it, or even some sort of lining in it, outer lining like a border in it. So that would be something that you would definitely want to incorporate within your decor to ensure that you're giving that luxurious look that you're aiming for. You don't want this rug to be a focal point. You just want it to be in the room and just adding a little bit of detail to it. So you definitely don't want it to overtake or be overbearing in the room. So the second rug on this list is going to be an oversized brown rug. You want to make sure that this rug is so oversized that every piece of your furniture is pretty much touching this rug. Of course, with all the rugs that I'm going to mention, you really don't want it to be extra. You really don't want busy designs. So try to refrain from busy designs. But definitely make sure that your rug, if it doesn't hit the back of your furniture, make sure that each front of the toes of your furniture, or whether it be your couch or your shrunk or other pieces of furniture that are slipping my mind right now, make sure that the front of that, every piece of furniture meets that rug. Not meets, but actually rests on top of that rug. So that's, when I say large, that's the kind of large that I'm referring to. In this rug, you can definitely have your patterns. Try to again avoid, like I said, the busy patterns. You don't want busy patterns for a luxurious space. I can't emphasize that enough. It's possible to do, and I've said this in another video, but I'll reiterate, it's definitely possible to do, but you really have to be careful. And you might want to have a special gift or an eye to be able to create a luxurious space with busy patterns. So it is definitely doable and possible. But if this isn't really your niche, I would stick with making sure your colors are very much muted, not bold prints whatsoever, and you're just incorporating tiny, almost invisible patterns in your rug. Make sense? And finally, last but not least, the rug that you would like to incorporate, or at least consider incorporating into your space to increase the luxurious factor, would be, that's my drum roll, that would be a shaggy rug. Wait, a shaggy rug. Shaggy rugs are lame and cheesy, but no, they're not actually. It's a good idea to have different textures throughout the room. I mention that often, but just for GP, I'm going to talk about it again. You want to incorporate a shaggy rug or sheepskin rug, something furry. It could be faux sheepskin or faux fur, but definitely incorporate these rugs with thick, huge, soft, just rubbable, touchable textures. It makes a difference in your room. This would be the rug that I would say created to be a focal point. I mean, I'm a stickler for large rugs because I do notice the difference between having an oversized rug versus having a rug, you know, in the space. And there's just an element of grandeur that is brought into a room when you have larger items. Just think large ceilings or high curtains or mansions, or just the bigger things tend to be in a space, if scaled properly, of course. They make a huge difference in how luxurious a room can feel. So ensure that when you're getting a rug of this caliber, that you are definitely making sure that texture and thickness is really where it's at. So just to recap, you want to have a rug that is oversized with streaks of gold or elements of silver within, or a rug that is, again, oversized, circular, with hints of whatever you want in there. Just keep it muted, have fun with that. Or a shaggy, sheepskin, fur, oversized rug that is the focal point, or rather sub-focal point of the room. So incorporate those things. Those three, you don't need to have them all, but those are just some tips on the types of rugs that will really make a difference in your space, and that is everything that I have for you today. So thank you for joining me. Feel free to visit my website at stjameshomestaging.com or find us on Instagram at stjameshomestaging. Like, easy. All right, so be blessed, and remember, you are great, so be great.
Show